Hello and welcome to my video demonstration for my final year project entitled Car Compass. Car Compass is a AI-powered vehicle recommendation website designed for first-time and less sure car buyers to have a solid way to get vehicle recommendations that they can feel comfortable with and take forward throughout their purchasing process. As you can see here, I'm just on the main page of the website. Here you can see the URL. It's hosted on a platform called Render, which has direct integration with my Flask framework. And you can see that the main page is just taking you straight into the sort of personality quiz that you wind up taking that helps lead to your vehicle recommendations. Instead of showing you this first, I'm actually going to go through the login process here. As you can see, you have the option to log in, or if you don't have an account, there's a simple link just down here to register. As you can see, I also have integration for password management systems. Currently, I just use the standard Brave one, but if you had a separate application such as Keeper, it also works for that as well. So if I go ahead and give myself a username like username123 and a simple password here, you'll notice that this doesn't require an email or a phone number. That's done purposefully. This is designed to be a free, open, easy-to-use tool with no data scraping, no selling of private data. It's meant to be open and consumer-focused. The only thing that is stored under the username and password are the previous results, which I'll demonstrate in a few minutes. Due to that, and due to not taking any sort of personal information by just doing a simple username and password like this, it allows the user to feel comfortable in making an account, getting a whole bunch of results, and not worrying about their data leaking, not worrying about people trying to spam them with advertisements, and overall it just makes the website a bit more accessible. If I go ahead and register here, there we go. I can now log in with that same account I have just made, username123 and my password. There we go. Go ahead and log in. And there we go. As you can see, have the option to save that password. I'm not going to because I use my account entitled admin for all of my personal run-throughs. But now we're back to the home page and I can start going through this quiz. You'll notice that everything is done in US dollars. I'm sure you've also noticed the accent. I'm American. I've decided to tailor this website to my home country and the vehicle market that I know best personally. So let's go ahead and set this at 80,000. Feels like a nice number. SUV is the most common vehicle type. Let's say I am looking for a hybrid SUV, and I prefer new. This question is super important. It asks what the user finds most important. This was done through a lot of user testing and research because it adds a bit of personality to each result and it makes the user feel more heard on what they find most important for their results. So let's say reliability is the most important to me, and on average, how many miles do you drive per week? Let's say I do less than 100. So it'll go ahead and process my answers here. There we go. It's now kicked me out. I've got my results here, my recommended cars, and then I've got these two nice little boxes here, and you'll notice as I hover on them, they slightly grow. That was just done so that people know to click on them. When you do, there we go, we get some nice specifications. So I've got horsepower, torque, 0 to 60, fuel economy, and my answers as well as a review link. What I will do here now is I'm actually going to log out of this account and log back in with my admin account so I can take you to the previous results page with a couple more results on there. There we go. As you can see, I've got 3 just sort of saved on here from previous results. I can go ahead and quickly speed through another test here. Let's say I've got a big budget, $151,000 for a sports car, gasoline, secondhand, cool factor, and I do less than 50 miles a week. It's a sports car. Go ahead and get some more. Let's see, those are nice. Porsche 911 Carrera and a Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. This is not sold in the UK, but I promise it is quite a cool sports car. There we go. And then go back to the previous results page. They now show up here with my others. And I have the ability to click on and get the same exact information as before. And Let me actually go ahead and read the reviews for these. Control click just to not lose my spot. There we go. This takes me to a Car and Driver link for the BMW M5 review. It's the most recent model, and I can go ahead and run through here just sort of a proper review done by a third party. And then Car and Driver themselves don't do selling, but this would be sort of the opportune time for you to then go through your previous results, look, say, oh, I really like the BMW M5, it's a bit more of an exciting option. I've got the Porsche. Let's say I'm not a big fan of the Chevrolet. I can go ahead, delete that result. I get a nice little modal box pop up here. Get rid of that guy. There we go. I've got my list, and now you would take these results, go on to a platform in the US such as AutoTrader, AutoTempest, Cars and Bids, one of many vehicle buying websites, and start looking from there. So it's not designed to be a full start to finish purchasing platform. It's designed more to be, as mentioned, a recommendation system, an entirely separate application from those. A main reason I went through and decided to do this was I noticed that a lot of platforms, such as AutoTrader, suffer from having the ability to sponsor your own results. And by having a sponsored result, that then forces it onto users who might be looking for a car. And I've been sort of, hurt is a strong word, but I'll use the word hurt by it a couple of times, where you're looking for a car within a budget, you're scrolling, all of a sudden a perfect car comes up. It's just the exact right spec, it looks great, and then you look down at the price and it's double, triple, quadruple your original budget, and that's because it was a sponsored result. Car Compass, being a free, open, widely available tool throughout the US, allows users to just go in, get some decent results for themselves, and go on looking from there, knowing that they're not getting anything sponsored, and they can start doing simple comparisons as well. So let's say I've got two trucks here. This is a good response, or sorry, good example. I've got 335 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. Those are pretty standard specifications to describe how quick and powerful a vehicle is, especially useful in trucks. Torque numbers help depict how much a vehicle can tow. So if I go ahead and see, I've got 383 pound-feet there, and I've got 400 here. So that would allow me to help rule down, oh, okay, if I want to do towing, the F-150 is the better way to go. But I've got this here. The Silverado has a 6.8 second 0 to 60 and a 6.5. The F-150 is a bit quicker. It's got a bit more MPG. All right, that's good. It's allowed me to rule out the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, and I now have my Ford F-150 as my main result. I can go through, do my further research from there. That's the general idea of the website and a simple demonstration of how to use it. I'll just go through the other pages quickly. I've got a nice simple about page with a mission statement and some frequently asked questions. For the project, I decided my FAQ should actually be more based on the programming of the project. If I was going to be releasing this tomorrow, I would go through and change these to more about the website and usability, but I figured it might be a fun, almost Easter egg to do more questions and answers based on the actual programming of the website. So what happens if the AI fails to find a match? It will display an error message and prompt you to adjust your answers or try again later. So if I go to feedback next, this is quite a cool page. It just allows simple user feedback. This is on the top bar. It tends not to be on other websites, but I've decided to do this because, as I mentioned, this is designed for open source free use for the wider public. And I mentioned it a lot in my report. There's a lot of questions that come up on how you would further improve the project down the line. And I came to the conclusion that with the design of this website not being for me, because I'm a car enthusiast and I know what I'm going to buy next already, for it being designed for other people, it's actually best to just take user feedback and get an idea of what the actual users want as their best feature, or the features they'd like to see added, or anything along those lines. So let's go ahead and give them my name, give them my email address, and go ahead and send them feedback. Great website. I'd love I2C integration with, Auto Tempest for purchasing links. Go ahead and send off that feedback there. Get a nice message. Thanks, your feedback has been sent. I won't show it because it does route to my personal email address, but that will then send my personal email address a nice message formatted through the email.js system, and I've got a formatting template that will go ahead and give me that just direct to my inbox. Let's see. As you saw, we've got the login and register pages as well as the simple ability to log out. I also have a simple terms of service page and a privacy policy page. These were done to sort of meet the moral, ethical, and legal requirements of a web page like this. I figured having a terms of service and a privacy policy covers me for any sort of questions a user might have on privacy, on how their data is being used, anything along those lines. So there we go. There's my website. I hope you enjoyed this short demonstration, and if there are any questions, of course, feel free to ask away. Thank you very much.